Hi, the maverick poet John Elia said, "बेदिली क्या यूं ही दिन गुजर जाएंगे, हम सिर्फ जिंदा रहे तो मर जाएंगे। कितनी दिलकश हो तुम, कितना दिलजू हूँ मैं, क्या सितम है, हम लोग मर जाएंगे." Aha, what a shame that you and I will not exist one day. So till we are here, spread love and spread joy. I'm Atika Farooqui. We talk cinema here on Now Showing and all things lovely. Let's begin the show with the highlights. Laapataa Ladies is a progressive, highly entertaining film on female friendships that you must not miss. A tete-a-tete with Kiran Rao, who makes a comeback with the film Laapataa Ladies and surprises us at how she got this story. And the music team of Ranbir Kapoor's Animal talks about creating some of the most hit songs from the film. And let's start the show now showing with Laapataa Ladies that releases in cinema halls on 1st of March, produced by Aamir Khan Productions and Jio Cinemas and directed by Kiran Rao. Now the film starts with two bright red chunni-clad brides, Phool Kumari and Pushpa, who get swapped accidentally in a train to their in-laws' place after Bidai. And the pandemonium ensues in a light, bright way, laden with humor and lots of slice of life moments. The way Laapataa Ladies depicts an Indian village, which here is fictional by the way, is really impressive. It's not beautiful, yet it's very, very charming and splendid. They have painted a true picture of any Indian village. It's highly relatable and that enhances the viewing experience of the narrative as well. The presence of Ravi Kishan as a police inspector who's corrupt, at the same time knows when to limit himself when it's an issue of social benefit at large is enticing. But all this while he was this one corrupt officer, yet his character always remains lovable and laughable. This interesting character who we immensely liked throughout and hated at moments, uniquely at the same time, actually proves to be a very key character in the climax. He proves authenticity to the film, which had to have one cop with these kind of demeanors, because there is one in all films based in a village. This chewing pan, very articulate, the way he modulates his rural dialogues, and you know Ravi Kishan very well. So yeah, he's one of the winning points of the film. The casting of the two girls, Pratibha and Nitanshi, and the boy Adarsh, whom we had by the way seen in another Netflix's web series, Jam Tara. Yes, he proves to be a master stroke. Since it is being produced by Aamir Khan Productions and presented by Jio Studios, they could have got any A-League star, but they chose to go with this cast, and that is one of the highlights of the film. Lesser known faces is what puts the story in the prime, in the center, and a winning factor. The presence of the female character Manju Mai, who's a tea stall owner at a railway station, is a very impressive track. She's a woman who lives by herself, has left her husband and her son because they were abusive, and she lives her life with little money but with her head held high. She's the voice of our sane mind. She provides answers that our subconscious mind were looking for in the film. She provides answers to the stereotypes that we all have seen while growing up, especially related to women. The pacing of the story in the first half is way too slow, but in the second half there is the sweet drama and quick progression and quick pace, which ultimately leads to an explosive climax, which is emotionally very satisfying. And especially the lead cast, everyone has displayed so much agency at the same time with so much innocence. Kiran Rao as a director makes sure that she uses the cinematic tools in the right way, so that the film is entertaining, but the cause of the film is not lost for the commerce of the film. This film would be watched for a really, really long time and will travel far and wide. Because especially in the smaller cities, such movies are important, relevant, and prove to be huge catalysts in the development of women and the general awareness of young boys and girls. I strongly recommend that you do watch Laapataa Ladies with family. And the director herself, Kiran Rao, makes a comeback with Laapataa Ladies. Earlier had directed and written Dhobi Ghat. She now steers this film, which is a sweet and tangy satire on the so-called rules of life. Graduated from a film institute, actually MCRC, she is a descendant of Nizam family of Hyderabad and co-founded Pani Foundation with Aamir Khan, a non-profit organization working towards the mission of fighting drought in Maharashtra. And she saw the whole rise of Lagan, where that disruptor of a film became India's official entry at the Academy. Lots of memories there because she was also an assistant on that film. Anyway, I chat up with her on a lazy afternoon, and that was Sunday at her house. She's quite a charmer. Listen in. Kiran Rao, I'm so happy to meet you.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm so happy to be here.
Yes, and it's a Sunday afternoon. आज ही का दिन मिला था आपको?
We were intending to get together. अभी हो गया Sunday का get together.
But there is no Sunday before the release, huh?
I know. I've been racing around. You can see how much I've been running across this country trying to tell people, पहली मार्च को आ रही है, please आइए नजदीकी सिनेमा घर में.
Yeah. But that's quite a template, huh? नजदीकी सिनेमा घरों में.
हाँ, it is. I mean, honestly, फिल्मों को actually putting in cinemas is its own challenge, you know, because लोगों को इतनी चीजें अपने फोन पे है, ये है यहाँ. So it's like to tell them, हाँ आ रही है पहली मार्च पर, लेकिन आपको सिनेमा घर में देखना पड़ेगा.
Ladies who are Laapataa, physically as well as metaphorically. Kiran, as opposed to Dhobi Ghat, which you wrote and directed, और उसके पहले आपने 10 साल का गैप लिया था, जिसके पहले you did, of course, Lagan. You were there as an AD in Swades, Monsoon Wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God, you're fossil, man.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Dinosaur.
Lot of experience
Dinosaur.
there.
Yeah.
Dinosaur. Do you know that the making of Lagan also got a national award?
Yeah. In fact, it's arguably better than Lagan. I just absolutely love it.
Yeah.
Made by Satyajit Bhatkal. It's one of the best documentaries on filmmaking ever. Madness in the Desert. You have to see it. Yeah. It's absolutely incredible.
That's where I saw you, no? That's where
okay.
I saw you long back
Yeah.
when you were in Lagan. एक सीन में the girl who gets लापता, वो जिस औरत के पास आके रहती हैं, वो औरत वो बहुत अच्छी बात बोलती हैं उस लड़की से कि तुम्हें कहाँ जाना है शादी के बाद, तुम कहाँ जा रही थी विदा होके, कुछ पता है? बोली पता नहीं. तो उसने बोला ए तेरा फेवरेट हीरो कौन है? कहता है सलमान खान. कहाँ रहता है? वो गैलेक्सी अपार्टमेंट बैंड्रा. उसने बोला उसको अपने फेवरेट हीरो का भी पता मालूम है, और तुम जहाँ ससुराल जा रही थी तुम्हें उसका पता नहीं मालूम.
लड़कियों को समझाया जाता है कि everybody else knows what's best for them. कि आपकी पेरेंट्स को पता है, कम्युनिटी को पता है, you know, रिलीजियस लीडर्स को पता है कि आपके लिए क्या अच्छा है.
हाँ, आप चुप रहिए बस.
आपको बस वो करना चाहिए क्योंकि सबने ठान लिया है कि यही आपके लिए ठीक है. तो उसको क्वेश्चन करने की भी इजाजत कभी होती नहीं है. तो इस लड़की ने कभी सोचा ही नहीं कि होगा अच्छा ही होगा, जहाँ भेजना है वहीं चली जाऊंगी या जो भी है. और उसको वैसे प्यार है अपने हस्बैंड से फिर भी. तो ये एक क्वेश्चनिंग मंजूमाई बहुत फनली करती हैं कि इस छोटू जहाँ उसका पता है जहाँ वो कभी जाने वाला ही नहीं है. हाँ. लेकिन तुमको जहाँ पूरी जिंदगी रहना है उसका तुमको पता नहीं पता.
There was a scene, उसमें वो कहती है लड़की जो अपने पति से अलग हो गई है, जुदा हो गई है, खो गई है, वो मंजूमाई जो कि शी इज अ टी स्टॉल ओनर एट अ रेलवे स्टेशन, उनसे कहती है अगर मैं मिल भी गई अपने पति को तो क्या वो मुझे अपनाएगा? एंड till this point probably we all were thinking the same thing कि क्या वो अपनाएगा? And Manjumai almost like a smack on her face metaphorically she says no, सवाल ये है कि क्या तुम उसे अपनाओगी? Because वो तुम्हें छोड़कर चला गया.
It's also a question of making yourself a priority in your life. You know, even the most urban women or the people like who live in like where we call liberal or you know society which is evolved. We always put ourselves last. Our families come first, our parents and our children and our work and all the expectations. But where are you in all this? Why are you not the center of your universe? Tomorrow if I had put say a Janvi or an Alia in these roles, I'm sure they would have played the roles perfectly well. It's not like they would have any trouble playing a village girl. But it's just that the audience also connects with them in a very different way and has a different expectation from them. You know, so for them also in some way it's a baggage being a star. You know, having said that, look at Alia in Punjab, Ulta Punjab.
Ulta Punjab, yeah.
What a transformation. They can do any role, ऐसा तो नहीं है.
Yeah.
But इस film में हमें लगा कि actually to buy into this little conceit that दो लड़कियां अदला बदली हो गई है, कहीं चले गए, मिलती नहीं है.
Yeah.
So to keep that sort of real confusion and mess that's happening and to be able to surprise the audience.
The confusion actually is a character in a film.
Yeah.
That would not have been possible with very famous faces in the...
I did my master's, so till I was 23 I was studying. So my parents after that were like, "Abhi 24 ki ho gayi bhai. Now you better look after yourself."
Nice.
Which is very unusual.
Yeah.
Which is what you would tell a son traditionally.
Yeah.
So
कुछ सोचा है क्या करना है अपनी
हाँ,
जिंदगी
my dad
का?
was like, ठीक है, you want to do movies, great, but now अभी हम लोग को कुछ पता नहीं इसके बारे में. Ask me about, you know, finance or the corporate world or something, I can help you.
Yeah.
But we don't know anything about
So your
this.
parents are not from the film background at
all. Yeah, my dad used to work with a steel company.
Wow.
And you know, my mom used to teach. She taught in the open school, and she taught different kinds of kids. So we came from a completely non-film background, though we have a lot of artists in the family, a lot of writers. We have a connection with publishing. So in that sense, a lot of the arts, music and arts, but not film. No film connection.
It's a good thing, Kiran, because then those people get in a fresher perspective. They don't focus on the BGMs and the drama.
I didn't have any set notion of film कैसी होनी चाहिए. I hadn't grown up listening to, you know, commercial stories. कि story में twist कैसा होता है. It is in some ways an advantage and a disadvantage, because what comes, I feel, very naturally to Aamir is like hearing what's good about a story. Because he's for like decades just heard stories, so many kinds of stories.
Where's the high point, where's the low point, where's the interval point, how do we break into an interval,
why it's not working, or what's really good about this story but how it could be better. You know, so these are things I've learned with time.
But Aamir की इतनी बातें हो रही हैं. What is Aamir doing in the film? Why is he not in the film?
Yeah, he really wanted to be in the film, and he did an excellent audition also for the role of Manohar. He wanted to play Ravi Kishan's role, and he did really well. I mean, Aamir is one of those people who can
do anything,
mold himself into any role, including, you know, when he becomes 100 kilos heavier for Dangal. So the idea was how much would he in some way demand that audience's expectation of like doing something. Not demand, but like he, without even wanting to do it, an audience has a certain expectation of a big star, and we wanted to free that character of any such pressure, because I wanted Manohar to be highly unpredictable, which he is. You know, he goes on to whatever, subvert your expectations.
बहुत कम ऐसा देखा है जहां किसी बच्चे को माँ का नाम भी मिले और बाप का नाम भी मिले. It's so nice for your son to be called Azad Rao Khan. Would you like to talk about that?
Yeah, well, it's a strange thing, you know, taking because at the end of the day, Rao came from my father. So if you really had to be matrilineal, then he would be Panjay Khan, which is my mother's name, which I didn't get. So it's you know, identity is something you finally make on your apne balboote pe. You earn your name. But I did want him to have a little part of his heritage from me, and I do think that it's important in some way to acknowledge that you come from maybe two very different families who have come together. And it in this case was Rao Khan. I have family where they've not given their, you know, my own family where they've not given them any surname. So so that I think is even nicer, because you know, in some ways you realize that you have to, it becomes in our country so related with caste, with a certain kind of privilege or religion or whatever, you know, and having Rao I thought was nice, because I wanted him to have a little bit of me. But strictly speaking, I think surnames only, if we could do away with it, would be great.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I absolutely agree with you. It's so loaded.
Yeah.
The surnames are so loaded with meaning, backgrounds,
Absolutely.
politics, everything.
I suppose it's also to do with like situating yourself linearly in some sort of genealogical tree.
Yeah.
Like, you know, going back to
Yeah.
so many, where we came from, I'm from this part of the country or
Yeah.
the world, you know. And we are morbidly interested in these things.
Yeah.
Like, we'll always be like, where are you from?
Yeah.
Where do you grow up? We want to know these things. I suppose
Yeah.
it's a very human thing.
Yeah.
So having it, and in our case, it's so linked with a caste identity.
Yeah.
So it's a bit, it's one of those things that, you know, for us is even more loaded.
Absolutely.
Which I struggle with. So but I liked the idea that he would have something of me in his name. you
Yeah.
know.
Was it your idea?
It was, yeah. Also, I just had Azad. In the same year that Dhobi got released, I had Azad. So I had really struggled with having a child. It took me 7-8 years of trying before I had Azad. So I really wanted to enjoy it.
Yeah.
I had a great time being with him
Nurturing
and raising
him.
him. I suppose a large part of my creative mind was satisfied with that.
Yeah,
You know, I wasn't like frustrated as much as I would have been if I didn't have Azad. So yeah, it's a combination of reasons why it took a while.
Yeah.
And then in 2018, when Aamir read this and he thought of me and he said, you know, this is a story, it felt like suddenly I should believe in like destiny or something, because I heard the story and I was like, I want to make it.
Yeah.
It sounds exactly the kind of thing I'd like to do, even though it's very unlike anything that you'd expect me to do. I've enjoyed my life.
Yes, you have. And you know, this is लोगों को लगता है बस काम 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 ही जिंदगी है. अरे जिंदगी भी तो जिंदगी है.
Correct.
What about that? What about soaking in the sun and bathing in an ocean, or just running, taking a walk by the beach and watching the flowers, watching your children grow?
Absolutely. I think there's a lot of pressure that we put on achievement in
Yes.
terms of like, you know, उसने इतनी किताबें लिख दी
Correct.
और इतने films बना दिए या इतना fast भागा,
हाँ.
you know, या इतना जो भी है, there's a sort of pressure of achievement and also achieving it young.
Yes.
अरे 20 साल की उम्र में उसने ऐसी फिल्म बना दी.
Correct.
So there's kind of almost like saying like, listen, if you've not done it by the time you're 20 or 30 or 40, then forget about it.
Yeah.
But I think there's a lot to be said for, you know, how life influences you, how you. It's about exploration. It's about finding yourself in this journey. It's about expressing yourself.
So what have you found?
I found I'm a comic. I enjoy comedy.
Yes.
I found that I don't like to be pressured, and the pressure I put on myself is enough. I don't need other people to say, "अरे आपने 10 साल लगा दिए, 12 साल लगा दिए." It doesn't bother me as much as the pressure I put on myself. So I'm learning to deal with that. I think I've also found that it's kind of important to just enjoy the little moments.
Kiran, may you never be Laapataa. May you always find your soul, your heart, your voice, as you've been doing. And also continue to enjoy life beyond all the pressures of the accolades and the achievements and awards. Thanks so much.
Thank you. That was lovely. Great fun.
Time for a short break on the show. When we come back, we have the music team of the film Animal that has been doing quite a few rounds in the music scene. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Now Showing. I'm Atika Farooqui. The music of Ranbir Kapoor's Animal has emerged as the biggest disruptor of this year. It's that rare album offering that wholesome experience. The film's songs are topping the charts all over. And up next, we have the music team of the film Animal. Lyricists Manoj Muntashir and Raj Shekhar. Music composers Shreyas Puranik. Harshavardhan Rameshwar. Arjun Valley singer Bhupinder Babbal, along with singer of the song Haiwan, Ashim Kemson, talking about creating music for this Sandeep Reddy Vanga's directorial in this conversation with my colleague Vishal Chatkara.
अखाड़े विच डांग खाड़ के ओथे हो गई लड़ाई भारी वे अर्जन वैली ने ओए अर्जन वैली ने हो पैर जोड़ के गलासी मारी.
When you all were working on the film Animal, जब आप इसके म्यूजिक पे काम कर रहे थे, Did you have any idea that you were all working on something very special?
जब भी सर गाना बनता है तब हम तो चाहते हैं कि हमारा 100% ही हो एंड वी डोंट डिसाइड कि ये सुपर हिट होगा या नहीं होगा बिकॉज समटाइम्स म्यूजिक वर्क्स फिल्म डजंट वर्क, फिल्म चलती है गाने नहीं चलते हैं. सो जब हम आई थिंक एनिमल जो एल्बम है it's combination of talent, hard work and submission of all the artists towards the director, one and only Sandeep Reddy Vanga.
He narrated the script first to me, like for the background score, like while we are starting. That time, first time when I heard the script, no sir, like I was like, this is something out of the box, like. But I don't know, it will be like this much, but something is different.
मैं ये मानता हूँ कि ये कुछ स्टार्स हैं, तो संदीप सर, मनन भारद्वाज, मी सेल्फ एंड मिस्टर एमत मरवा, ये हम 5 लोग बैठ के जो हमने बनाया है, जो बना है, सो मुझे लगता है इसमें एक भी अगर पक कोई पीछे रह जाता शायद उसमें से वो चीज़ ना निकलती जो निकल गई.
कबीर सिंह में मेरा एक रोल था छोटा सा. हाँ जी, तो शाहिद सर के साथ मैं बैठा हूँ, बैगर रोल है मेरा, दाढ़ी वाड़ी ऐसे बाल बड़े बड़े. तो खैर वहाँ पे मैं एक गाना गाता हूँ एंड कट टू 4 साल के बाद एनिमल में मेरा गाना आता है. तो मेरे को हमेशा ऐसा लगता है, कई बार ऐसा फील करता हूँ मैं कि संदीप सर ने रियली मेरी एक रियल लाइफ स्क्रिप्ट लिख दी है मेरे लिए.
Film has 2 very beautiful songs, पहले भी मैं and हुआ मैं. Now these both are love songs. You know, do you ask the director at which stage of love you are writing the song for?
इस फिल्म के लिए जो मेरी सिचुएशन थी हुआ मैं, इट वाज द ऑनसेट ऑफ वेरी पैशनेट काइंड ऑफ रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन द प्रोटैगनिस्ट्स. तो वो जो फायर था, जैसा कि मैं हमेशा कहता हूँ और संगीत के साथ भी ये सच है कि सा से सा तक 7 सुर, 7 सुरों में राग, उतना ही संगीत है जितनी तुझ में आग. तो ये चीज़ वहाँ टेस्ट हो गई कि इस गीत को रोमांस का, पैशन का एक अंगारा समझ के हमने डील किया और जो बना आपके सामने.
मनोज भाई, इस गाने में मैंने ग्रामेटिकली एक गलती की है.
अच्छा,
जानबूझ के तुम और तू दोनों यूज किया.
हाँ, शुतर गुरबे की गलती जिसको बोलते हैं.
तुम्हारे बदन की महक ख्वाब सी है, मैं चाहूँ कि इसमें ही खोया रहूँ. मैं सुबहों को बाहों में तेरे छुपा के, उधर तुम्हारे इधर तेरे, तो तुम और तू दोनों यूज किया. मोहब्बत का एक कि शुरुआत में ना एक वो वक्त आता है जब आप समझ नहीं पाते कि आप बोले, तुम बोले, तू बोले.
क्या बात है.
वो पहले शुरुआती दिनों की बात होती है. वो मैंने कहा यार ये अगर इसको कैसे ट्रांसलेट कैसे करें, तो तुम और तू दोनों हमने उसमें यूज किया.
ओ भाई नु चिमड़े गत तेरे नक ते चढ़िया रोश, ओ जिन्नू पैंदी भूत दी डांगे ओनू ना रहिंदा कोई होश. जे सोच ने कड्डी खुंडी तेरा मिट्टियों मिट्टी ज्ञान, ओ टुट जने ने हड्डी ओ लऊओ होनी जान. ओ लीरो लीर कर छड्डना पांबड़ करे सलेडा ए ता बणिया हैवान. पांबड़ करे सलेडा ए ता बणिया हैवान. पांबड़ करे सलेडा ए ता बणिया हैवान.
Sometimes you make the right decision, sometimes you make the decision right. Huh? Got it? Now listen, I saw a very nice video on how to make a decision. Sahi Nirnay Kaise Lein, a video by Vikas Divikirti, an educator on whom 12th Fail, that film, was loosely based on. Actually, it was based on his student's life, but he had trained him. Dekhiyega zarur how to make a decision. On this note, I'm Atika Farooqui saying goodbye till we meet again. Ciao.